Hey everybody, you know I just got done eating these delicious ribs and I thought to myself, kind of hungry for some dessert. So what we're going to do today is we're going to make some quick fudgy brownies, one of our Pamper Chef recipes you can find right online on our Pamper Chef website. First things we're going to do is we're going to go through and I'm going to make a quick pro tip real quick. Later we're going to add some chocolate candy to the top. You don't want to leave these out. It's going to be really hard to cut them. We're going to put them in the fridge. Let them get a little firm, and we'll come back and cut them towards the end. Now, let's get started. First thing we're going to do is we have some pecans. The recipe calls for halves. I looked in my freezer. I didn't even have any halves, so I'm just going to go with what I got, right? So we're going to pour these in. These are already chopped. If we didn't have them chopped, we would chop them later using our food chopper, okay? But right now we're going to go with what we got. I got my pecans in here. We're going to go ahead and put these in the microwave and let them get fragrant. We're going to stop every 30 seconds, give them a quick stir, and let them keep going until they're very nice and very aromatic. While that's working, we're going to come over here. We're going to start getting our butter and our chocolate. It calls for 4 ounces of chocolate. This is 70% chocolate, which is what we consider bittersweet. We're going to put that in the bowl. We're going to cut up our butter. Now, normally, you're not going to have that kind of chocolate sitting around, but when you go to the store, you're going to look for either dark chocolate or bittersweet chocolate for you to use for this recipe. Sous Chef needs a hand. Let me go see what he needs, because I don't smell anything yet. So we're just going to give these a quick stir. Come on, Sous Chef, you need to get busy. Sous Chef gets a little lazy from time to time. I got to go over there and get him straight. I'm going to cut this butter up into little chunks using our Sanduku knife. This knife is part of our Forge cutlery. This is the 7-inch version. There's also a 5-inch version that you can get. It's very, very nice knife made out of German steel. I love this knife. It comes in very handy along with the chef knife and the utility knife. Now I've let this butter sit out a little too long. I can tell it's a little soft, so it's not going to take long for it to melt in the microwave here in just a few minutes. We got that going and it is ready to pop in the microwave. All right, Sous Chef, what we got? They're starting to get a little fragrant, but they're not quite ready yet. I'm gonna let them go one more time around, and I think they will be good to go. Now, I have already sifted together our flour, baking powder, and salt. It's already sifted and ready to go in my stainless steel mixing bowl. In just a minute, we're going to mix it in with our eggs, our vanilla, and sugar. I want to get these pecans out before we go any further because, man, Sous Chef, he gets a little cranky when he gets left alone, you know what I mean? So, I think we're ready to go. Ah, yeah, can you smell that? Oh, it smells divine. Love that. All right, so let's go ahead and put these back into our, that's a little warm. So should have got that a little warm. Get in there. All right. So now we're just going to let our baker sit there for a minute. Now we're going to melt our chocolate and our butter and make sure that it gets good melted, silky. Again, we're only going to do this for about 30 seconds each time so that it gets good and stirred up as it goes. Now, this is a live show, and as you can tell, things are going on in the background. Kind of getting me distracted a little bit, but that's okay. I used all my prep bowls earlier, so I got to use the big one. And the reason I'm using a prep bowl, eggs. You don't want to put this into your sugar just like this. Eggshell gets in there, somebody's gonna crunch down on it. That's the kind of crunch you don't want. You know what I'm saying? So, Gotta stop. Sous chef can't stir himself. But look, you can already tell that it's starting to get melted. It's already melting, but it's not where we want it. We want this really, really melted. See that all the chunks still in there? So we gotta give it another go. Now, back to what I was saying. Eggs. You don't want shells in it. Always crack your eggs into another bowl before you add it to something like that. This is egg number 2. Another little pro tip for you. Never crack your eggs on the side of the bowl. Contaminants could be on there. Always go flat surface, crack your eggs, and then break them open into your bowl. Another quick pro tip for you. I hear you, sous chef. I'm coming. Goodness gracious. Now let's see how we're looking. Yes, we're starting to get there. We still got little clumps in there. We got to get this nice and smooth. We want no clumps at all. And it's about where I want it, I think. Looking good, looking good. He's not going to need much longer. I don't think he's going to need any more. I think he's good to go. Now, if for some chance you live in a house that doesn't have a microwave, that's okay. Make yourself a double boiler. Put one pot over the other. Make sure you have water down in the bottom of that first pot, and you can melt your butter and your chocolate just like that. Another way to do that is to melt your chocolate, or not your chocolate, excuse me, your butter, pour it over your chocolate. It's another way to do it. It's kind of like you make ganache. All right, we're going to get this started, break these eggs up into the sugar. We got to add our vanilla. Now, this recipe calls for a double strength vanilla. Well, I don't have that. What I have is vanilla paste. Vanilla paste is almost like taking the vanilla right off the bean, okay? It's got little seeds in it. I don't know if you can see that real well. It calls for 1 teaspoon. Yeah, 1 teaspoon. So we're just going to add that in there. See, can you see the little chunks in there? Those are actual seeds. That's the vanilla bean. I'm going to add a little bit more. I just like vanilla. And vanilla and chocolate go so well together. This is one of our measuring spoons from Pepper Chef. The great thing about it, and I'm going to show you right here on this cutting board because I don't want to get my table dirty. It will sit up. So you can go ahead and have your stuff measured out. What we call mise en place. Everything in its place. You can have it sitting up. It's not going to spill. It's got a flat bottom for you. So it just stays perfectly upright while you're getting everything together. You can have all your stuff laid out. This could go in the dishwasher. I'm going to put it in the sink for a quick rinse before I put it there. Well, let me go ahead and finish mixing this up. There we go. Got that vanilla in there. If you look real close, you can see the vanilla beans popping through. Our sugar and our eggs good and whisked up. We're going to add our chocolate. We have our mix and scrape here so we can get all that delicious goodness out of our small mixing bowl here. Not mixing bowl, but batter bowl. Look at that. All that deliciousness right there. Love me some chocolate. All right, look at that. Just mixing that all up, getting that all good and juicy in there. We want to get it good and combined. We want it all good and combined because we're going to fold in our flour, sugar, or not sugar, our flour, baking powder, and salt. Now when you fold, it's just a nice gentle tug, and I'll show you what I'm talking about, but this has got to be good and mixed before you can do that. Here's another little tip for you. If you have a countertop like I do, everything wants to move around, put a towel underneath it, and it's going to hold it nice and steady. Look at that. It's not moving at all now. All these pro tips you're getting for free. Man, check that out. All right. Here we go with our flour. What am I doing? Here it is. Mix and scrape. Once again, I'm going to take this out. Get all that off of there. We're not going to need this anymore. We're done with the whisk. The great thing about the whisk is the bottom part down here, you see that? It's pointed. That allows you to get down into the corners of the bowl and really get a good whisk going. It's also dishwasher safe. Now, we're going to take a scoop, fold. It's gentle. It's not rough. You're folding it in. I have to be quiet and concentrate, otherwise I'll break my fold. Can't break a fold. Come on, y'all. I know y'all laughing at me right now. It's okay. All right, get it good and mixed in. You got to get down into the bottom and bring it up. Down into the bottom and bring it up. Where's that hand coming from?
Do you want the rest of this?
What is that? What is that doing there? I don't understand where that came from. Magic is happening in the kitchen today, folks. Magic. Y'all thought sous chef was over there creating some magic, but that just came out of nowhere. Here we go. We're going to fold this in. Once we get this folded in, we're going to add our nuts, and we're going to put it back into the deep cover baker. And guess what we're doing?
You're going to put the nuts on top of it.
Oh, thank you, producer. Whispering in my ear. All right, come on. We have to get this all the way from the bottom, bring it up, and put it on top. That's what a fold is. Down at the bottom, bring it up, put it on top. Down at the bottom, bring it up on top. And you can see it's almost done. Almost done. And the good thing about the mix and scrape, you can do it with the either side of the spatula. It doesn't matter. It's going to lift it up and bring it over on top, either side that you're using. All right, that looks good. Oh, there's a little piece right now. I gotta mix that in. Mix that in. You don't want to overdo it now. You can overdo it, but you want to make sure that flour gets mixed in. All right, let me bring over my deep cover baker. All right, let's pour this in. Now you notice, I didn't spray it. I'm not gonna have to. That's a good thing about stones. They season themselves. They become like a cast iron skillet. When it's all said and done, things just slip and slide right out of there. All right. Now, everybody likes to lick the bowl. My house, the mix and scrape licks the bowl. Look at that. Gets all that stuff nice and out of there. Let's go. I want every drop of that. All right, maybe I'll save a little bit for my daughter. Maybe. Take my finger, scrape that right off of there. Man, that is good. It's okay to taste your food as you're going, guys. How's you gonna know how it's gonna taste when it comes out? Just saying. No?
It's at the end.
I want some nuts in my brownies.
You're the chef.
I'm the chef. I'm gonna put some nuts in my brownies. Just a handful, not many. We're just gonna sprinkle some in there. I mean, a good brownie has nuts in it. Am I not right, guys? I'm right. Y'all know I'm right. And then we're gonna put the rest on top when it's done. There we go. Y'all look, take a look. We're gonna mix this just a little bit and get them nuts down in there really nice. Y'all ready to go in the oven? Not the oven. We gotta let sous chef do some work. Let's go.
$7 minutes.
We're gonna put this. Thank you, producer. I didn't know where is this? Man. 7 minutes. Hit start. Come back. Right now. Don't go nowhere. We're gonna clean off our Sudoku knife. Why? Because I gotta cut up some candy. Did y'all forget about the candy? Of course you did. It's been sitting in the refrigerator getting nice and warm. Let me rinse off my cutting board real quick. Real quick, just a nice little sprinkle. All I had on it was some butter. You don't like a little butter, right? Now your cutting board is also dishwasher safe. Everything I've used to date, except for the deep cover baker, is safe to go in the dishwasher. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these lengthwise. And then I'm just going to cut them into pieces. Just like that. Break them up, because they are going to stick back together a little bit. That's what the caramel does for you. Drop them in there. Yeah, buddy. Now you can use any kind of topping you want. We went with, well, let's just face it. Everybody knows what these are. These are Snickers, right? But you can use Milky Way if you have a nut allergy. That's all right. You can use Milky Way. You can use Twix if you want. You can use Reese's peanut butter cups. You can use anything you want. Let that knife do the work for you. Let it rock. See how it goes right through that. Nice and simple and like cutting through butter. Good knife is hard to find, guys. Pamper Chef has a good set. I'm hard to find anything to beat these knives. I've had them for years. I love them. I've said it in a previous video. I took them with me to culinary school. Some of my instructors felt them and they were like, man, these are some new knives. I said, yeah, they're Pamper Chef. Of course they're good. What are you talking about? All right, we'll be back in about 4 minutes. When these brownies come out, we'll put our toppings on. We'll see you then. Hey y'all, welcome back. I'm John. I'm your consultant for this virtual party. I smell something terrific over here that the sous chef's been cooking. Let's see what it is. Oh my goodness. Can you smell it? Oh man, look at these delicious brownies. Ain't quite done yet. We've got some toasted pecans we're gonna put on top. And as you can see, where did my pecans go that I did earlier? Let's put these on there. The rest of these should have been inside. We have our candies we're going to put on top. Now, we had some questions while I was doing this last time. We're looking for a vegan recipe. I'll get back to you on that. This right here, we're going to let sit for 10 minutes. Then I'm going to enjoy me a nice tall glass of milk and a brownie. Y'all have a good night, all right? Thank y'all for watching. Don't forget, help your host out. Make your purchases. And if you're interested in having a virtual party or maybe an in-home party, the show's free. Go ahead, contact me. PM me or send me a message. Y'all have a good night.